And good morning. It's so great to be with you all this morning. I'm Nancy Kaysen. I'm the host for today's show. And co-hosting with me is Tracy McClain. Now, remember, hear that new last name, Tracy McClain.
The new and improved Tracy O'Connell.
There you go.
Tracy McClain.
Absolutely. There you go, folks. And it's good to be with you all today. I have a little gift shop downtown called the Red Ribbon. It's on Central Avenue, and I'd love for y'all to come see me before Easter. Tracy has a gift shop at the museum, and I'm sure you have some Easter things.
We have beautiful Easter things.
Okay, that's
wonderful.
great.
Not only things to buy, but things to wear.
Whoa, there we go. Now, let me tell you, I am dressed for spring because yesterday was the first day of spring.
Woohoo!
That's exactly right. But it's my understanding that we're supposed to have snow flurries tonight.
I heard that.
That changes to rain in the morning.
I heard that on the way over here.
And it's not been Easter yet, folks, so don't get real excited about the temperature being in the 80s yet. But we do have Palm Sunday coming up Sunday, and we do have Easter the next Sunday. And for those of you that might be interested, we have a few things to tell you in the last segment today about some religious situations going on at churches and everything. But if you don't have a home church and you're looking for places to go for Holy Week, you can always just check with the churches, and they will tell you what they have going on, and they'll be more than happy for you to come join them. And I know they will, because they might think that you might stay with them, you know, if you come one Sunday. And Brene is not with us today because, believe it or not, she's transporting a dog.
That's what she said. She said she was going up and bringing one back, taking a couple up and bringing one back.
And when she said up, meant
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's not just like she's going to Kingsport.
Yes.
She's going to New Jersey.
Yeah, she's so committed to that.
She really is.
Really
and I'm anticipating a dog. I thought Mary would be here, so hopefully she will get here. We're not seeing one yet, but if not, this is going to be Museum Day on our show, and that's fine with everybody, I think. Tracy, tell us a little bit about what's happening at the museum, because wonderful things happen there.
Okay, well, the first thing I want to say is that we have a special guest, but it's not in this segment, it's in the next segment.
Right.
And this special guest came for his first day Monday, and then showed up Tuesday. We had a board meeting, and he even came back today after a board meeting. So we're very excited to introduce you to our new executive director, who will be here shortly.
Right.
In the meantime, we have a host of activities coming up at the museum. Right now, Missoula's Children's Theater is practicing as we speak. Today and tomorrow, they'll finish up their practicing, and then Saturday, they have 2 performances. This year, Missoula's children's theater performance is The Wizard of Oz, and the plays will be at 3 o'clock and 5:30, and tickets can be purchased in the afternoons today and tomorrow at the lobby of the museum from the staff there at the museum, and you can come 30 minutes before the performances and purchase tickets there. Lots of fun, lots of 60 kids. In 1 week, these directors come in from this professional program, and they wait till you see what they create. If you're looking for something fun and exciting to do, Saturday, 3 and 5:30, come. Tickets are $8 for non-members, $6 for members, $4 for students, and it all supports the museum. So that's our big.
And if I might add there, Tennessee Arts Commission, y'all wrote a grant for that, and then you wrote a grant to Allied Arts for money from what we raised at Cherry's Jubilee last year. So Cherry's Jubilee is coming up April the 12th, folks, and it will also be at the museum. And that's one of those things you need to support, because that money goes back into our schools or goes back into activities like the Missoula,
like Missoula, Montana. Yes,
there we go. Like the Missoula Theater, which 60 kids are benefiting from.
Yes.
And this is wonderful. So, and it will be April the 12th, and we'll get back into that just a little bit more later. But
we had a call yesterday about cherries already, and Sam Cheek was bringing some of his wonderful art at Cherry's Jubilee. So yeah, keep that. And also I want to give a shout out to Jennifer White, who does a great job with Missoula. She's done a great job again this year and has some wonderful volunteers. So that's this week.
Okay, and that's Saturday now, folks. You can buy your tickets and go. There's a 3 o'clock performance and a 5:30 performance.
Yes.
And so you need to go see these kids.
They're wonderful. They're awesome. Starting this Friday, we have a Lee University art show exhibit, and we have a puppy dog that's getting ready to come over here.
He will be our next
if you
guest.
If you hear the thump thump of the tail, it's not me and Nancy. I
Or
promise.
the heavy panting.
We talked
That's
about
not
dancing,
us.
but we're not dancing that loud.
No, we're not.
3 students from Lee University that are seniors are having their own exhibit, and it's at the back exhibit hall, in the rear exhibit hall at the museum, and it's wonderful. And it starts this Friday and will go through May 4th. Thank you to Cook's Food Store, who is sponsoring this wonderful exhibit. And May 4th, there's going to be a closing reception for their art show, because these 3 students are seniors and are going to be graduating. So instead of an opening reception, we're having a closing. And
how neat.
We did see the art, and it's very nice. So in addition to that, we have a sampler exhibit right now. It's called the Tennessee Survey Sampler. It opened on Saturday, and goes through April 13th. And believe it or not, they have samplers. It's the history of samplers in Tennessee, but they opened it up to those in Cleveland who had created their very own samplers. And Lisa Chastain, who is our new curator, lovingly took in my little sampler that I made when I was 21, and it's up there and framed, and I'm so excited. So please go see it, and please thank Lisa for letting me put my little sampler in there. But there are also some amazing samplers from the community. Phyllis and Mike Calloway had one in their home that was made in Germany, and it's the Lord's Prayer in German, and it was made almost 200 years ago.
Wow.
So we have several very old and antique ones, but the main part of the sampler survey is educational, and it talks about the different types, and I was looking through it yesterday. It's amazing, very informative, and it's just a real unique thing, and Lisa was...
So that one's already going on.
That one's going on right now as we speak.
Now, let me tell you about this, folks. I'm a cross stitcher, and I used to have a frame shop, as many of you know. Do not ever do a piece of needlework, sampler or anything else, that you do not put your initials and the date on. Yes. It's very important that you initial at the bottom, wherever, and put the date that you did it. I've got one cross-stitch Santa that I did by candlelight during the blizzard of 93. Aww. And I put my initials and blizzard of 93. Aww. So, you know, one of these days my son will get that, and there's no telling. I mean, if I find it in a yard sale, I'm coming back, okay? But it's very important, all you stitchers, to put your initials and the date on there, because
makes it so special.
It makes it really neat for the samplers, too, so you know that it's 200 years old.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, I want to throw a few new things out, but let me go to Jessica Claren's new work first. We have our Arts Festival. We are having the Bloomin' Arts Festival. It's April 26th. Thank you, Carolyn Jackson, for that wonderful name.
That's cute.
April 26th through 28th. Friday is the opening reception, and we'll be back in April to tell you all about it. But we have 3 new artists that are going to be at our show, and one is Jessica Claren, and she has made, you probably can't see these, she's a wonderful artist from Athens. She actually made earrings that went in the Oscars. They have gift bags for all the celebrities.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and these were the ones that actually went in. They're really cute. I don't know if you can see them up close, but she makes her own beads. And her husband works with her to make some of them. We have these beautiful, they look like butterfly wings jewelry, but these are reworked clock components. Yeah, watch. I guess it would be a watch components. But anyway, and this bracelet that I'm wearing was in Bead Trends magazine. And we actually are offering it for sale in the store. So Jessica Claren is one of our new artists, jewelry artists. We have a new watercolor artist and a new potter. So please come and support the arts at the museum. So that's the Blooming Art Festival, the last weekend in April.
And we'll get Tracy on again to remind us about that, so that we'll know, because if you're like me, you have to remember that from now to the last week in April. Not going to happen.
Yeah. So we'll be back to remind you. Some other things that are fun that are coming up, the unveiling of the Benjamin Cleveland statue across the street from the museum at the First Street Square is going to also have an unveiling inside the museum. Martha Kidwell, who is a well-known artist here in town and still teaches art, has created an a pen and ink of the Benjamin Cleveland statue. She's also recreated the Cherokee Chieftain, which originally she did it when it was in front of the history branch of the library, but she has recreated a new one, and in front of the museum it has the quilt square behind it. And she's going to be offering those in note cards. So,
how neat.
So when you leave the unveiling of the statue at First Street Square at 10, there'll be some festivities. Cross the street and come over to the museum. SAR, Sons of American Revolution, has been working very closely with our Lisa Chastain. And we're going to have a lot of activities going on out on the courtyard, some picnicking, and then the unveiling of Martha Kidwell's Benjamin Cleveland statue and the new chieftain. So
that is wonderful.
Isn't that neat?
Now who is the artist that's actually doing the statue?
That's Josh Coleman.
Okay.
Yes, Josh Coleman, Cleveland sculptor Josh Coleman, who did the big yellow chair that's on the Greenway.
Yellow chair fame. Yes, there we go.
And it was at the museum for a while.
It was.
And now it's on the Greenway, and we miss it. People would pull in all the time, but now that we've got the chieftain, we see people out there taking pictures.
Absolutely. And the Sons of the Revolutionary War will be there reenacting.
Yes.
And that's worth going to, folks, I'll tell you right now, because those guys are really, really, they're intense on doing these things. They're very dedicated to doing it.
We're so lucky.
Yes, we are. We're very
lucky to have
We are very, very lucky in Cleveland. Now, what day is that going to happen?
That is the unveiling is on April 19th, which is a Saturday. And in conjunction with it, the day before, the 18th through July, Lisa Chastain is curating an exhibit called The Revolutionary War and the Founding of Cleveland. So all that's going to be inside the museum during that. So she's getting lots of information together about the founding of Cleveland, which, you know, up until now we've never had an exhibit for. So
I think that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Folks, we're going to take a little break because we can tell our little four-legged friend is getting a little antsy over there. So don't go away. We'll be right back with Mary Ballard and our four-legged friend, and Tracy will still be with us, and we'll still be talking museum.
Logan Thompson,
so we'll be right back.
attorneys at
Don't
law,
go away.
have built a firm offering quality legal services to the people and businesses of Southeast Tennessee. We have achieved expertise in all areas of law in order to represent our clients in a manner they need, deserve, and have come to expect. Logan Thompson, with 9 attorneys and an extensive and competent support staff, is available to provide representation in various legal areas, including family law, Social Security benefits, personal injury, criminal defense, workmen's compensation, as well as business and complex litigation matters. At Logan Thompson, we have been building a tradition of legal services for over 40 years. We have developed the finest legal services and are proficient in providing you with representation you can trust. Give us a call at 423-476-2251 to schedule your free consultation.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here. Doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time. Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
And we're back, and we're calling the shelter right now in case you wonder what Mary's doing. Mary Ballard, she's with us every week. She brings us a dog from the shelter, and she left the shelter this morning with a beautiful dog that they assured her was a female, and we have found not so. So we need to know what this dog's number is, because y'all know how this works. If you like this dog, you have to call and ask for dog number so-and-so. So that's what we're doing right now while I'm doing a song and dance routine while Mary's trying to find out what, and Tracy's laughing over here because really we have a gorgeous dog, but I don't think it's the dog that we were supposed to get this morning.
We thought she was a girl.
But that's okay.
But then we noticed she's not a girl.
She's not a girl. No, she's not a girl.
She's a very handsome lad.
Okay, do we think that...
I have the mystery solved. This is the brother
Okay.
of the one that I have the
that you thought you were going to be bringing.
Dog number 1358 was also brought in at the same time as this dog, dog number 1359, and he is a boy, she is a female.
Okay, very good.
So just swap the cards.
1359
Yes.
is his number. And did we name him today?
And his name is Sam today.
Sam, okay.
Because
Sam.
I was going to name him Sable since he was a female, but Sable's not
Sable won't
available,
work.
so I'll call him Sam.
That's right, Sam. And you know, he's laying over here very calmly, you know, just he's really having a big time. But he is so
He's a beautiful
pretty.
dog. He's got a very intelligent face.
He's a sturdy looking dog.
Mm-hmm.
He's solid built. We're guessing part lab, and he likes our producer Joe, who's gone to the camera.
Fascinated with Joe.
And he's just fascinated with Joe. A lot of people are
More so than
fascinated with
trees.
Joe, by the way. And see, he's just now Joe's gotten him all excited. But
He's so
his
cute.
color is so beautiful. And do we have any idea, Mary, how old he is?
He's probably about 2 years old. I don't think he's any older than that, but the age was not listed on the cards.
All right.
They didn't bear to guess, but his teeth are still beautiful.
They are.
And clean looking.
Yes.
They're not real big, so he's still a young one.
He is
probably a year
wonderful
to
looking.
two.
Wonderful
He
looking
is
dog.
a very, very handsome lad.
Now, we tell you every week these dogs come from the shelter, the animal shelter, and they are there, and they get to stay there as long as there's room for them, because Cleveland is a 90% no-kill city, but there's that 10%, folks, that we are not. And so we have been very fortunate on this show to find homes, forever homes or good foster homes for the four-legged friends that come on. Now, Sam is going to need a home. And Mary, tell us what we need to do if we're interested in Sam.
Okay, if you're interested in adopting Sam, you need to call the shelter at 479-2122 or Cleveland for a no-kill city at 464-6070. The shelter's located at 360 Hill Street, and you just go by there and adopt this baby. His adoption fee is $50, and that covers your spay and neuter and your first rounds of vaccines, including the rabies.
And the way this works, folks, they have 2 veterinary hospitals that they work with, Dixie Day Spay. And Appalachian
Medical on Spring Place.
Right. And
yes.
both of those will do it for that $50 fee. Now, the other, other veterinary hospitals, you can take them wherever you want to. Dr. Sally Poston was on last week, and I think she said she honors this situation. So, you know, just wherever you want to take them, it may be a little extra, but a little bit more than the $50.
Right. They pay up to $50 for
Right.
any other veterinarian that you would take them to.
Right. Now, you do not drive up and get the dog. You explain how that works, Mary.
Well, you go in and you adopt, and then you have to wait for the vetting. The vetting is usually either that afternoon or the following day, and then you would pick them up that afternoon or at your scheduled veterinarian appointment.
And then when you pick him up or her up, ready to go. Absolutely.
Then you take them forever
But
home.
that is the shelter's guarantee that the dog you take home will be spayed or neutered and have its shots. And that's why they don't let you just put it in your car and haul it off, because
Right.
it's very, very vitally important, folks, that you realize spaying and neutering is one way of controlling the animal population. Now, we always have dogs on here, and Brene and I always say this. We also have cats at the shelter. What the cat climate look like out there?
Right now, the cat climate is going to be populating really, really soon.
Okay.
I do encourage you to spay and neuter your cats, even if they are inside. It's still good for their health, and it also cuts down on if they do accidentally get out, it'll prevent a big litter. Just went through a live birth a couple of weeks ago
Those are fascinating, aren't
with
they?
a girl who does cat rescue here in Cleveland. She does trap and neuter and so forth. She's a very good friend of mine, and she calls and she says, what do I do? Help, help, help.
A mama cat will usually take care of most of it.
Yeah, most of the time, but we ended up having to cut 3 cords and so forth. So sometimes the first litter, they have a little bit more difficulty, and you do have to help them along.
Well, I worked for a veterinarian. I worked my way through college working for a veterinarian, and I helped birth dogs, cats, C-section, natural,
Right.
pulled calves, and did a whole lot of other things.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, it's one of those things that you look back and you say, well, I'm really glad I had the experience, but I'm glad I don't have to do it anymore. Okay, so
I know
especially
what
the
you
pulling
mean.
calves. Okay, but now, folks, this is an absolutely beautiful dog. You know, our black dogs don't show up as well on TV. We need to bring a big white sheet and spread over us when we have a black dog.
He has a gorgeous brown
Oh, there's a
shine.
brindle
Just,
in him.
I
He's
mean,
just
right
gorgeous.
through his fur is just absolutely
The
beautiful.
spots are almost like leopard spots.
They are.
on his
He's
body.
just
He's
gorgeous.
very
He's
pretty.
really, really gorgeous. And we do think he's part lab. Now,
He's got a lab tongue.
yeah, he's got the lab
hangs out all the
head
time.
and the body. He's a healthy lab, okay?
He is very healthy.
Because he looks like, I don't know where he came from. I'm sure he's a rescue.
I believe he came from around Weatherly Switch Road. He does
Okay.
have the webbed feet
He
also.
does have
so
webbed feet,
he is
okay.
part lab.
Those of you that have ponds or live on the water and are looking for a dog that would like to swim, right there it is. Because Sam would be a great one. And he's so attentive.
He is.
And he has a sister.
Oh,
if
yes,
you
he
wanted
has a
to
sister.
take Sam and his sister Sable.
There you go. Does
Yeah.
she look like him?
Does she look like him? I think so. I'm
Okay.
not positive about that because I had since Sable's birthing, I've been to the shelter less each time because I'm still having to take care of puppies
yes,
too.
Yes, Mary has a house full of puppies.
That's one reason
Oh,
I'm
my
a
goodness.
firm believer in spaying and neutering also is because I went through assisting Sable during her birth. And it is an exciting process.
It
but
is.
I wouldn't do it again. I mean, it's hard to do again.
Well, it is an exciting process, folks, and it's kind of an educational thing for children to watch. But that is necessary that you spay and neuter because, I mean, here's this dog running around everywhere and no telling how many puppies he's fathered because he's been out there, and that's just something we need to be aware of. Now, explain what the feral cat thing that you told about last week. I thought that was so fascinating. We trap these cats
Yes.
and we spay them, and then we turn them loose again.
Right.
But that's so good because then we don't have herds of cats
Exactly.
running around.
Yeah, exactly. They're also given a rabies shot, which keeps down any kind of, the rabid diseases and so forth.
Right.
They are given shots like that. There's also the barn cat program through Dixie Day and Cleveland for a No-Kill that if you take up to 5 cats, they spay and neuter them bring them to you for free. Give the rabies shots and everything to help control the rodent population on your farms. It's a great thing.
That is a great thing.
It saves a lot of lives.
Now,
too.
who funds this? Is this are there donations taken for this, or
There's a grant, I believe, that takes care of part of it through Dixie Day. Yes, she does. She's had that program for a while.
That is great, because any of you that have ever lived on a farm, if you're milking cows or if you've got grain of any kind, and there's always mice, and you're going to have cats.
And you know, if I could just say, we had a dog that was with our family for 14 years, and recently at a family gathering we showed slideshows. There was a slideshow, and the pictures of that dog, what dog, especially if you have children, the pictures of that dog had my daughter, who's 25, my husband, my stepson, who's 15, all of us just boo-hooing because that dogs are such wonderful members of the family.
Oh, they are. That's exactly right.
They add so much to your life. So now we have two that we adopted, and they, believe it or not, are almost just as precious to us as Hank was that we had for 14 years. So I'm just one of those people that's always going to have a pet.
They do. They become members of your family, and they should be treated as such too, with dignity and respect. That you would treat a permanent 3-year-old, because
we had
that's about what they are.
the sprinkles from Hank and our kitty cat put in beads that we wear.
Yeah.
We have an artist at the museum that it's called a memory bead, and I know some people go, "You what?" But other people go, "I want it done."
Right.
I mean,
Well,
have you really?
We had a Springer that lived to be 16. And
hey,
he loved gardening with Flavis, so that's where he's buried, is up in the garden. And I have the most wonderful tomatoes right at that area. So I always thank Major for the tomatoes that come up. Oh, yeah. All right, Mary, we're getting
I have greener spots in my yard.
Yes. Okay, tell us Sam's number again.
Sam's number is 1359. His sister is 1358.
And this is a beautiful dog, folks. Absolutely beautiful. Now, the phone number at the shelter
is 479-2122, and Cleveland for a no-kill is 464-6070. And you can call that number 24 hours a day. They do have volunteers on the phones 24/7 to take your reservation for a dog. And it's still first come, first served, though, even though you call and put a dog like Sam on the list, on the safe list, what they call a safe list. It does not guarantee. You still have to be the first one there to get him that next morning.
And I will suggest to you all that you go to the Facebook page, the Cleveland for a No-Kill Facebook page.
Yes.
All the animals at the shelter, they update it daily. They put their pictures up there.
It will also.
I know it.
It is.
And it's a whole lot easier to look at that and pick a dog than to go out to the shelter and see 15 that should go home with you, okay?
Yeah.
Mary, thank you so much. And tell us one more time quickly, what's Sam's number?
Sam's number is 1359.
Okay.
And another thing about going to the Facebook page is that you can see which dogs are sponsored too. Right now, there's getting a lot of dogs that are not getting out at this time, and they do need rescued right away. And there are several on there now that are sponsored, if someone will take them into their family.
Very good. Mary, thank you so much again for coming in with us.
Thank you.
We appreciate you coming every week. Folks, we'll be right back. We're going to take a short commercial break, and then we're going to bring a two-legged friend in, okay? So do not go away.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Logan Thompson, attorneys at law, have built a firm offering quality legal services to the people and businesses of Southeast Tennessee. We have achieved expertise in all areas of law in order to represent our clients in a manner they need, deserve, and have come to expect. Logan Thompson, with 9 attorneys and an extensive and competent support staff, is available to provide representation in various legal areas, including family law, Social Security benefits, personal injury, criminal defense, workmen's compensation, as well as business and complex litigation matters. At Logan Thompson, we have been building a tradition of legal services for over 40 years. We have developed the finest legal services and are proficient in providing you with representation you can trust. Give us a call at 423-476-2251 to schedule your free consultation.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat-screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
It's good to be back with you all. We have a very, very special guest today. This is our brand spanking new Executive Director of the Museum Center at 5 Points, Hassan Najjar.
Very good.
Okay.
Very
Hassan
good.
Najjar. You have to practice that. You know, it's kind of like Nancy Kassan, okay? So anyway, we've been practicing. But we are so thrilled to have you here.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be here.
That is great. Now tell us a little bit about your background. This isn't your first rodeo with a museum.
No.
Okay.
Last 6.5 years I was with the Hunter Museum in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Before that I was with a small history museum in Georgia. And I've been at several other small museums the past few years. So it's been a pretty nice ride.
That is great. So now just tell us, Executive Director, what does that mean that you do?
Well, I guess making sure that the ship stays on course, making sure that that we're doing the absolute best that we can to serve the community as the museum, making sure that we're meeting the community's needs as a cultural destination.
Oh, I love that, cultural destination. Do y'all use that very often?
We're going to now.
I guess we are. That's a cultural destination.
That's
I love
awesome.
it. That is really great. And I think it's awesome that you're here because we've been kind of rudderless for a couple of months. Tracy and Ken, and they've kept it going, okay? But they're tired. They're tired. They were tired. They were tired. And every time I would say something to them, they'd say, "We're tired." You know. So we are so glad you're here. Now, why you're interested in coming to Cleveland?
Well, you know, there's a lot of potential here for the museum, and I'd like to be the person to be a part of that. We hope to do some expansion of some programs, have a further reach into the community, be able to be more of an integral part of Cleveland and the surrounding area. So I see a lot of potential here for the museum, and I'd really love to be a part of that and seeing it go to the next level.
That is wonderful. Now, let me ask you right now, I know there's no such thing as a degree for executive director of museums.
Not that I know of.
All right, and I hadn't heard of one either. So what is your background to bring you into the museum work?
I guess on-the-job experience.
Okay.
I've had plenty of that. I've got my background. I've studied interpretive studies, and then also I've got a bachelor in history. But really a lot of it has been on-the-job experience, and also various workshops. I've got a lot of great mentors that are in the field that have helped me along the way. And a lot of resources that I can call on, people to kind of get some advice from and learn from over the years. So I've been very blessed in that aspect, having people in my life that have helped me along the way. So I'll be calling all those people in this position as well.
He may be calling some of y'all out there too, okay?
I will.
Now,
you guarantee it.
degree in history. If I'd had to guess, I would have said a degree in history would lead you into museum work, because a lot of times we're talking historic preservation, et cetera, et cetera.
Often that's the belief, but you'd be surprised. There are a lot of history majors that don't end up in that area.
And you know, I would also add that in getting to know you the past couple of weeks, that you did an awful lot of what I would call extracurricular activities in Chattanooga.
Absolutely.
You got some young, talk a little bit about that, because that was pretty impressive to hear about.
Well, you know, I'm a very big believer in public service. I've served on several boards locally within Chattanooga. I still do. Very happy and proud of the work that I've done in those areas. And then also on the national arena, I've been involved with industry-leading organizations like the American Association of Museums, who is our industry organization. So I've been involved with them for really since I've graduated from college.
Wow.
And so I've really been able to gain a lot of insight being involved in those organizations and learning how to deal with people, learning how to deal with unique situations that are unique to museums. So that's been really helpful.
And I think that's wonderful. Now, you're actually on your 4th day at the museum.
What's today, Wednesday?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Thursday.
Thursday.
Today's Thursday.
So 4 days. See, we got him hot off the press, folks. I knew it was happening, and I said to Tracy, I said, we want him on this show very, very first. Now, I think it's interesting. Your wife works for WTCI in Chattanooga.
Yeah, she works for the local PBS station, a great organization.
It is.
Paul Grove is the director there, doing fantastic things. And you know, I know we've done a partnership with them in the past,
Yes, you
and now you know I know someone on the inside, so maybe we might be able to do something else with them. But not only them, but also in the next couple months, I'll be reaching out to other Cleveland organizations because I really would like to do some more partnerships within the community.
I think that's great, and you know, this is a wonderful community. I don't know whether
Oh,
the
absolutely.
staff down there has told you or not how wonderful this community is, and usually it just takes someone knocking on the door and asking.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's not done because people think, oh, they won't do anything.
He hasn't had time to knock on any doors because
I'm sure he
people
hadn't.
knew he was here. You would not believe everybody has been really, hey, Hassan, have you got a minute? I just wanted to meet him. Is he there? Can he come up for a minute? He's barely had a second, and it's been neat to see everybody coming out.
It's been the outpouring of support and people, you know, showing up and sharing with me their stories about the museum. There's an energy here that I'm excited to tap into.
Good.
And I think one of my first duties as director is to tap into that excitement and to get people excited about the museum again. So I think that's what's giving me a real drive right now to get things going.
I think that's wonderful. Now, Hassan, I'll get it. See, it's like Hassan, you know, anyway. Was it Main Street with Ken Monday?
Yes.
And so I immediately, after the meeting was over, headed to him, and I heard Ken say to him, I told you she'd be over here.
He warned me when I came in.
But I wanted to meet him because I knew he was going to be on the show with me, and I kind of wanted to put him in a comfort zone because This is not, I mean, a lot of people say, oh, I can't be on TV. Oh, golly, and I can't talk for 15 minutes. Well, yes, you can. Absolutely. There's nothing to it, and you're going to find that out. Do you have anything new and exciting that you're wanting to try for us, or?
Well, it's day 4,
Yeah.
so not yet.
Okay, all right, and that's fine. You know, I'm just thinking you're coming from a much larger situation.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there were things that you did there that you could see that we could possibly do here.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, a lot of my friends over the nation are working at fabulous museums, and I'll see most of them at the end of April in Baltimore for annual conference. And you know, it's a great time of year for us to get together and say what's working, what's not working, what are the trends overall in museums. What is the public thought, and where are things headed as far as how donors are reaching out, how technology is being used, what kind of subject matter people are interested in. So it'll be a great time to meet with those people and really get some good ideas for how to move forward. But I think it's time right now for us to try some new things.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting when you said you were going to meet and y'all are going to kind of brainstorm and talk about what can happen and what the public's looking for and this and that and the other. I guess when you think about a museum, you just think we just open it and here it is and we bring exhibits in.
No,
and
absolutely not. No, you know, you have to think about what's going to bring people in off the street. Like any business, you know, many of you probably business owners out there, you think about putting the product on your shelves. Sure, the products that you pick for us. You got to think what's going to bring people in, and you really have to treat you know, the museum is it's a nonprofit or a not-for-profit as I'd like to say, but there are a lot of business principles involved in that, and that's thinking about what the public wants, how we can react to that, and does it fit within our mission as an organization. So those are things that'll be weighing on my mind as we go through and we think of how we want to program.
And that, like I say, that's fascinating to me because I'm one of your constituents. I'll be in and out of there all the time. And in fact, Cherry's Jubilee, get another plug in for that. Cherry's Jubilee will be there, and y'all are so gracious to let us have it the 10th, 11th, and the 12th because we take in art on the 10th and 11th, and the event's on the 12th. But I'm in and out of there a lot. And here again, I'm thinking it's a museum. You know, and you all bring in these wonderful exhibits, just like the sampler exhibit that's there now, the quilt exhibit that just left.
It's beautiful.
Now the quilt exhibit is really, that's a big one, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, we had over 700 people attend this year, which is
wow,
which is a lot. So yeah, it's beautiful. We have 100 quilts every year, and every year I can't get enough of them, and I see people coming back again and again. And I think one of the cool things that they came up with was the changing lobby, the guest exhibitors. And so, you know, you get the cream, you get a whole collection of somebody like Mary Kiesler or Renee Medley, or this year we had Telco Village come down with one of their.
Yeah, that was so neat.
Oh, those quilts.
Absolutely. So that's just one of those things that we anticipate that one. But then you all bring in other things for us too.
Yeah, and I love, you know, what Trace is alluding to is that public input and having the visitor's voice in the museum. And that's something that I'm going to be working with the staff on to include more of. You know, as a constituent, I'd love to hear about things that you'd like to see in the museum, about programs and things that you'd like to attend. And we'll be asking the public in the future for their input on things that they'd like to see at the museum.
And I think that's great because, like you say, it's like a business. And if you're not giving them what they want, they're not coming.
Exactly.
And that's not how you keep a business open, folks. So we have all kinds of exhibits that go on there. The gift shop is wonderful, wonderful. They don't really compete against the Red Ribbon because they have all kinds of artists, and I have other things. And then you have like the Missoula. I can't ever do that.
Missoula Children's Theater Program.
But anyway, we're going to have a theater presentation of The Wizard of Oz.
There you go.
Saturday at 3 and another at 5:30. So there's all kinds of things going on.
Yeah.
There.
And I, you know, and I want to just reiterate for the folks that are watching that this museum belongs to you. It belongs to the people of Cleveland, Bradley County, and the Ocoee region. This is your museum. So come in, check it out, see what there is to see. If you haven't been in a while, come back and visit us. You know, we hope to have a more robust exhibit schedule. You know, as we're planning that, we have new things coming in the store all the time. Just drop in to say hello if you'd like. So we want people to realize that this belongs to you. It's a treasure for our city and for our region, and we really want the community to be a part of it.
That is so well said.
Thank you.
And I love that cultural destination. We need to do something with that, okay? Folks, it's been great. Now, you saw it here first, okay?
It's my premiere.
That's right, Hassan Najjar.
Yes.
Very good.
I woke up just a little bit. And it is great to have you with us.
Thanks
and
for having
everybody go by the museum and meet Hassan. And
He doesn't need to work. Just knock on his office door and say, come on out. Everybody want.
He's only playing 8 or 9 months of catch up, so don't worry about that. But thank you so much for being with us today, and we really do appreciate it, and we just wish you the best of luck.
Well, thank you. I enjoyed being here.
That's great. Welcome to Cleveland.
Thanks.
Folks, don't go away. We'll be right back with the community calendar, so get your pencil and papers ready, and we'll be right back with you.
Logan Thompson, attorneys at law, have built a firm offering quality legal services to the people and businesses of Southeast Tennessee. We have achieved expertise in all areas of law in order to represent our clients in a manner they need, deserve, and have come to expect. Logan Thompson, with 9 attorneys and an extensive and competent support staff, is available to provide representation in various legal areas, including family law, Social Security benefits, personal injury, criminal defense, workmen's compensation, as well as business and complex litigation matters. At Logan Thompson, we have been building a tradition of legal services for over 40 years. We have developed the finest legal services and are proficient in providing you with representation you can trust. Give us a call at 423-476-2251 to schedule your free consultation.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
we are back, folks, and we just decided that Hassan, I've learned how to say his name now, so he's not going anywhere. We've decided he can stay here with us and help us with community calendar announcements.
He doesn't need to go to work. He needs to just stay right here and be on TV all day.
He's already 9 months behind on catching up anyway, so here we go.
What's a few
all right. What's a few more minutes? Saturday, March 23rd, will be the first annual. I always love it when people do that. The first annual Safe Haven Animal Rescue Program Easter egg hunt for the Pooches. From 11 to 3 at Fletcher Park, that's off of Harrison Pike. Games, great food, great prizes, contest, best costume, longest tail. Oh, Sam would have done good with that. Best trick, owner dog look-alike, cutest dog. And so that is Saturday at Fletcher Park. I'm assuming that you're supposed to take your dog and go to this, and it's free. So y'all be sure and do that.
Okay, I have details of the Big Tree Contest. Entries must be mailed by April 1st. The winner is going to be chosen on Arbor Day, which is April 26th. Send your best guess on the size of your tree to Dan Hartman. This is winner takes all. The Tree Board, Check Into Cash, is sponsoring this. And Jan Cheek yesterday, ran into her. We had a big guild coffee yesterday at the museum, and she was telling us about some of the entries they've gotten. So anyway, this is a really neat thing. The Tree Board in Cleveland they do good things. So if you want to win $500 grand prize and a Big Tree trophy plaque, be sure and look in your banner or call Dan Hartman at 458-8050 for more information.
Now, what does this mean? Do I go out and try to find the biggest tree in Bradley County?
Yes.
Okay.
And if you are the one that enters it, like a friend of mine has one on her property, she said, do I have to have it in my property? It doesn't have to be on your property. You just have to get their permission to enter it, and you'll win $500.
Wow, neat.
Yeah.
Okay, next down the line, what you got to tell us about?
Well, the United Way is going to be dispersing over $2 million in grants through the Health Endowment Fund, and so they have several workshops coming up. They had one yesterday. The next one is Wednesday, April 3rd at 10 a.m., and then they have another one Wednesday, April 17th at 10 a.m. And so if you do want to qualify for one of the grants, you have to attend the workshop. So that's important.
Absolutely.
And that's the United Way doing those.
That's the hospital funds, and that's a wonderful project, and you must be a 501c3 to do this or write the grant through a 501c3.
I think I'll be there.
I think you should be there. I mean, there's that money to give away. So now, folks, we've talked about Palm Sunday is Sunday, Easter Sunday is the next Sunday. There's a lot of things going on in churches, so I'm going to hit both of these at the same time. Samples Memorial Baptist Church, which is on Samples Chapel Road, excuses Heaven or Hell, an Easter drama, and that will be March the 30th at 6 p.m. at their church, and they're inviting you to that. And then the Music Ministries of Westmore Church of God present Night of Worship, Good Friday, March the 29th at 7 p.m., and come experience powerful music as we celebrate and reflect. They do a wonderful job with their music program. So there's two I know of. Of course, Broad Street, I'm a member there. Broad Street would love to have you for Palm Sunday morning, Easter Sunday morning, Maundy Thursday service at 7:30, and anybody who wants to get up at 6:45 can go out to Johnson Woods on Easter morning and do a sunrise. I will not be there, but if you're there, that's wonderful. Tracy, what else you got?
Well, since I don't have any more community alerts here, I think what I'll do is talk about the Civil War exhibit at the Museum Center. It's called Trials and Tribulations, Civil War in Bradley County, and it's from May 1st through July. And as some of you all may know, Cleveland is one of only 4 cities in the country that was so divided during the Civil War that we have a monument to both the Confederacy and the Union. There are books written about how divided Bradley County, just like Gone with the Wind. We could have been in the movie. So
absolutely,
be sure and come back and see that exhibit. So on to more local things.
What else you got over there?
Well, Lee University is hosting a Military Appreciation Day on March 23rd. This Saturday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., and that's going to be at the Olympic Field there on the campus. They're selling T-shirts for $10 a piece, and those benefit the Veterans Park at Spring Creek. And it's free admission, and there's a baseball game and a few other activities, inflatables, games for children.
Wow.
Things of that sort. Sounds like fun.
It does. Okay, that's Saturday.
Yeah, and veterans and active members of the military get a free goodie bag.
Wow. Okay, veterans, there you go. Now, let me tell you a little bit about the library. We try not to have them be the best kept secret. Teens Hooked group will meet today in the teen zone at 4:30 to knit and crochet, and the yarn's going to be provided, but please bring your own needles. Now, that's knitting needles, folks. It's not like, you know. And then after hours will be Saturday from 7 to 9, celebrating spring break with snacks and the Wii gaming. Okay, all right. And then today at 4 o'clock will be a tour of the library, and this is 45 minutes behind the scenes tour, and it'll take you to areas in the library not usually open to the public and explain the workings of your public library. No advanced reservation needed, so just show up at the museum. Museum at the library. See, I'll plug y'all.
Come to the museum if you want.
I'll plug y'all again. I'll plug y'all again. But at 4 o'clock today for this little 45-minute tour. And do you have anything else?
I've got one last one.
Okay.
Apparently, family home and hospice care needs volunteers. And if anyone's ever had a family member in hospice, you know what a difference in their lives that makes to have someone there who can care for them. March 18, 19, and 20, they're doing some training classes, 1 to 4 p.m., and that's going to be at the Family Home Care and Hospice right here in Cleveland on 24th Street. So you can give them a call for more information.
Yeah, because we've missed those, but you can call them if you're interested, because they're always needing volunteers for hospice. And my husband and I had hospice with his dad, and it's wonderful, folks. I mean, it can the comfort that it gives to the family is just unbelievable. And I want to tell you right now that if anyone is interested in a piece of furniture to decorate for Cherry's Jubilee, give me a call at the shop, 473-1114. We just moved the furniture from Broad Street Annex over to United Way. They're letting us store back in what used to be their food pantry. And we still have some furniture. If anybody's interested in decorating it and donating it back, you'll need to have it done by April the 10th. And thank you all so much for being with me today.
Thank you for having us.
I really appreciate it. So see, folks, it's not nice to miss this show, because now, you know, we had the grand introduction of the new executive director of the Museum Center, Hassan Najjar.
Very good.
I'm telling you, it took me a whole hour, but I got it now. Okay,
easy cheesy.
Folks, I'll be back with you next Thursday, and if Bernae's not running up and down the road transporting the dog, she should be back too. Tracy, thank you so much for being with me.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for coming in and being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Great. So if people see you on the street now, they'll know who you are.
Exactly.
Folks, we'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Have a great week.